Hello guys, so today is the day 10, of my live video challenge. I happen to be at an event today, so that's why I'm recording from this location. Of course, it's brighter. That's a plus. Basically, today I am going to be talking about, uh, you know, um, a thought that I had, about job seekers. That is, if you are actually meeting your own expectations in job search. Because, one of those things that job seekers usually would experience here in Canada, especially if you're a new one and you're an immigrant, is that you don't usually get feedback, from recruiters or the organizations that are recruiting. Even if you get sometimes it's just random feedbacks. Basically, just something I'll go like this. Thank you for participating in the recruitment process. It was highly competitive. However, we have selected another candidate who is a better fit for this position. You know what? When you get this type of feedback, that it's really random and did not appreciate the effort, the emotion you've actually committed into this recruitment process. It is really devastating. It is an emotional process that the job seekers will go through when they encounter this type of, I would say, rejection actually. So you would see a situation where these job seekers that do not get any detail in terms of, okay, where do I improve? They don't get any of that benefit, in this recruitment process. What usually would happen with these job seekers is that they become frustrated. They lose confidence when this happens over and over and over, and basically sometimes they even lose interest totally. You'd see that they will be procrastinating, even if there is a job opportunity that it does seem that they made it by over 90% in terms of the job requirements. They probably would ignore it. What are they ignoring? What they are ignoring or what they are trying to avoid is the pain, because this is a painful process. If you haven't been through this, maybe you don't understand what I'm talking about. But I know that a lot of people who have been in this job search process for more than 3 months period would know what I'm talking about. So basically, when you don't get when you get this type of random feedbacks and no detail as to, okay, where you need to improve, this is what you go through. I call it job search depression, because what it happens then is that you just kind of lose interest totally, and you're no longer interested in applying. You want to avoid that pain, that you go through every time, those emotional ups and downs. So why am I talking about this today? My thought is that a lot of job seekers are not really meeting their own expectation, and I'll explain why. Because when I did a poll on Facebook, a lot of folks who responded that job search success to them, really it's the ability to increase their industry knowledge, which is different from what a lot of people expect from a job search process, basically, which is to get the job. It's the ultimate expectation. Given this response from this poll, I wonder if job seekers are really meeting their own expectation, because most of the time you're just meeting the gatekeeper's expectation. Basically, you're trying to get shortlisted for an interview, and ultimately maybe to get the job. But one thing you would need to know is that there are several outcomes from a job search process that does not really need to lead to a job offer. And so I'll offer you some of those that you need to basically, you need to define your own success in a job search. If you don't do that, then basically you're setting yourself up for failure, because what happens then is that if you don't get that job, then you become dejected, and then you go through those emotional process that I just described. If you would like to avoid a situation, then you need to define your own success in job search. There are several outcomes. One of those basically is the ability to increase your industry knowledge. Basically meeting a lot of people within the industry who are, basically some of them are occupying the type of position you would like to occupy. There's a potential that these people could become your mentor, and those are also opportunities for referrals, and also other things that comes along with that, maybe introduction and expanding your network within the industry. So some of the other expectations that you should define, when you're going through a job search, is also the ability to improve from interviews to interview. Don't base the outcome of an interview, maybe it's a failure. Don't let that determine your success. Your success should be defined as improving from interview to interview. How do you do this? By having a journal. You need to have a job search journal that will help you to track how you're improving. You'll be journaling the questions and responding to these questions when you are not in an interview scenario. That way, you're not under nerves, and then you're able to actually provide the type of responses that you would be proud of. And then that gives you confidence, so that the next time you are asked these type of questions, you know what, you're prepared. So that's also one outcome I'd like you to think about when you're defining success in your job search. Also, building trust and relationships in the industry is very, very critical to your success, because a lot of us, what we do at job seekers is just to meet the recruiters or the HR expectation. Are you meeting the hiring manager's expectation? So a lot of it is just we're pushing paperwork, and even a lot of people who are supporting job seekers out there, that's all they are focused on. I've talked about the different categories of job search, as analyzed by me previously. It is paperwork, it is people's work, and then there is a Kaizen. So what I'm talking about today is the Kaizen aspects of it. We should focus more on those areas, because really that's where our result is. That's where we have control. A lot of time we complain about different things, discrimination and all. You don't have control over that, absolutely no control. So this is where you have control, and that's why I emphasize Kaizen every time, in your job search. Be focused on that, because that's where your control is. That's where your success is. So I hope this is helpful to those who are job seeking, those who are out there who are waiting on that opportunity to get to break into their profession sooner. If I believe I didn't introduce myself earlier, my name is Abiodun Oke. I'm the founder of Surya Project Services. I help experienced professionals to get back into their job sooner here in Canada. So that's my live videos today. Hopefully this is of help. Please like, share, then comment. If you have relatives, friends, colleagues who are going through these challenges that I just talked about, please share with them, and I'll appreciate it as well. Thanks so much. Bye for now.